Everybody, welcome to this very, very interesting session of the S-Factor. And we've got some very interesting, very versatile guests on our show. We've got some very interesting people also. So before we start, I would like all of you to come on video because it's nice to see familiar faces. Nice to see all of you smiling away because this is going to be a very interesting next 1 hour. We were talking about leadership and uh, and we got some very interesting leaders talking about it. When you talk about leaders, all of them who we have on board are very dynamic, very versatile, very eclectic, very spontaneous, very infectious, and they have an energy of their own. So if you could all come on video, I see some familiar faces here. If you could all come on video, it'd be nice because it's nice to look at a face when we talk. All right, and just a few ground rules. Please put yourself on mute. If you put yourself in mute, it's not because we don't want to listen to you. We would want to listen to you, but it also makes the clarity better for the people who are speaking in. So if our esteemed leaders are speaking, we would want everybody else to be on mute, and it makes it better for all of us to for the whole experience. All right. So we've got all of us. We've got Priyesh, we've got Kaushik, we've got Samira, we've got the Mom family, like we talk, and we've got the mother also joining in, I think, right? In some time. Yeah.
Couple of minutes, yeah.
Yeah. Samira, over to you. Samira, you're on mute.
So welcome all of you, and today's session is really interesting because we have something that we're going to talk about that is very relevant in today's day and age. And keeping in mind, everyone talks about leadership, but I think with the new normal, leadership has really redefined itself. And that is what we're here today talking about breaking barriers in leadership and how to make it more inclusive. So, first of all, a warm welcome to all of you on the S Factor, which goes on a weekly basis. And before we start, I would like to specially invite and thank our guests for being with us. We have with us Mr. Priyesh Shah, and Priyesh is the National President of Roundtable India. Apart from being a very budding entrepreneur in a field which we will talk about in the construction field and creating a forte of his own, he's also made a remarkable mark when it comes to reaching out, giving back to society, and most importantly, ensuring collaboration. Because leadership is successful when it is we and not I. So, hats off to you, Priyesh, in all that you do. And very soon we will hear such interesting information about him on what he is saying. Glad to
Thanks.
have you with us, Priyesh.
Thanks a lot, Samira. Thanks a lot for the wonderful introduction. Looking forward for the session with all the lovely dignitaries around. Thank you.
Thank you. We also have with us a budding entrepreneur who's really made a mark. And from what I understand, the values, the success for which it is built has all been ingrained through generations together. And I think that is something that is really missing in today's day and age. We talk about success, we talk about wealth, we talk about beauty, we talk about buildings, we talk about life. But I think, the very essence of reaching out, respect, dignity, empathy, and working together in collaboration, which should ideally start in your own family. While all of us have heard charity begins at home, well, I'm not going to talk about charity here, but I think the true essence of life is what starts at home. It is my proud privilege to also have with us the beautiful family of Mom Katai. We have Gautham Bhat, we have Vikram Bhat, and we also have Gautham and Vikram's mom, who is here with us, Mrs. Sandhya Bhat. Yeah, a big wave to you all. Can we all wave to them? A beautiful, loving family. I've had the pleasure to meet them personally, and I can tell you there's lots that all of us need to learn about a beautiful family spirit. Not just in the spirit that they have, but the spirit in bonding and working together, and the spirit in giving. A warm welcome, Gautham, Mrs. Sandhya, and Vikram as well for being with us here today. Over to you, Shekhar, to introduce our third celebrity guest of the day.
Thanks, Samira. And it's so nice to see such wonderful faces. It takes me great pleasure and pride to introduce my very interesting guest and a friend also, I would say. More than just a guest, he's a very good friend, very spontaneous, very infectious. And his name is Kaushik Mahapatra. So one thing you notice about Kaushik throughout this entire 1 hour is he'll be always smiling because that's the essence of life for him. And Kaushik is an award-winning international speaker, a top-selling author, India's top 10 corporate trainer and coach, leadership coach, empowerment catalyst, executive coach, career change coach, renowned mindfulness and NLP coach, guru, spiritual coach, and an emotional health educator in Asia. The common thing between me and Kaushik is both of us uh, have mothers who were teachers in some form. So my mom was a teacher. Kaushik's mom is also a teacher. Kaushik has got two children. He's got an elder son who's training to be a footballer and who will represent India sometime in the future, who has a Nigerian coach too. And Kaushik has also written two books as we talk, and I think we need to be get muted. Yeah, and 1 minute. So, like I said earlier, Kaushik is somebody who's done a lot of work during this pandemic, along with his team of at ILA. He's got a wonderful bunch of people at ILA who are actually watching and listening to him. Adding to the fact that he's not just a coach, he's also a wonderful dancer. I don't know about his singing skills, but I know about his dancing skills. He can put Hrithik Roshan to shame, and he's on par with Michael Jackson, with or without a drink, that is. So, Kaushik, Priyesh, and the Momkhatai family, welcome aboard on this wonderful journey, which is the S Factor. And and we would also like to thank our partners. We'd like to thank our partners who at this very interesting journey. And we've all got the partners who are joining in as we talk. And Samira, over to you.
So, Shekhar, what's really interesting is partnership is something that lies with everyone around us. And ever since we have started this show, it is really great to see so many companies coming forward and offering support and telling us that they really wanted to be a part of it. And I think that is the beauty. Well, let me thank some of the partners who are with us while this is being supported and sponsored by the Blue Column Botanicals. We also have with us Cicada Media, I Am Here App, Enablers Event Management Company. It stands from Sunshine Bakers, Elephant Marketing, the digital media company, Threadworks. We have Chocolat, Eat Raja, and Ecosol Global and Chevins as well. So a warm welcome and thank you all our partners for being with us. Over to you as we start at the X Factor.
Sure. So, so we'll keep the questions flowing, and I would love all of you to contribute as and when you can. The first question is very simple. This is just a free-flowing exercise. World Environment Day is coming in the next 24 hours as we talk, and I want to know from each one of you, all of you are leaders in your own right, what, according to you, is World Environment Day for each one of you from a leadership perspective. If Priyesh, you could start, and then the Khatai family, and then Kaushik.
Thank you, Vijay. I think the World Environment Day in the current generation, or the current new era of life which we are leading, the after Corona, the AC times is going to be more of connecting with people and trying to understand people around us and their needs. That would be the World Environment Day for me, to try and understand people and what they require and try to deliver to the best of our capacity.
Superb. And I think it's so critical in today's day and age, right? I think with the pandemic hitting us so hard, I think we've all realized that how critical and important the environment is for us. We cannot be against it. I think we've got to collaborate and converge together. And the reason, Priyesh, why I asked you this question is you've done a lot of work during this pandemic. You've spearheaded a lot of efforts during this pandemic. Tell us a bit about it.
Uh, it was, firstly, it was during the pandemic. The first thing is we had to maintain ourselves back at home. So it was a biggest challenge where we sit at home and do something for the society. But the entire association, the round association, we made sure that we give back to the society in the best way possible. In fact, we fed close to 50 lakh people in the first phase of the pandemic, where the first lockdown, which had happened uh, around April 2nd, from April 2nd to April 25th, we had fed close to about 50 lakh people across the country. So that is something which we had started off. And then after which now with the second wave which we are seeing, which is with the medical infrastructure, we have been doing we have been supporting all the government hospitals in whatever best way possible. We have been even trying to get in touch with our corporate donors, trying to see how much of CSR funds we can get together and help all our donors, help all the government hospitals as much as possible.
Super Priyesh. So I think that's a perfect example of collaborative leadership. And that leads me to the Mom Katai family. And we've got a proud mother and a proud son sitting right next to us.
Wait a second. When you talk about Mom Katai, guess what? We had Gautham who was up till 2 o'clock in the morning. So I think we need to ask him that first. What kept him up so late?
What has been happening, since the onset of the lockdown, there has been a tremendous surge in the requirement for essential baked products. So we initially started off by doing my mom's recipe of handmade nankatai cookies, and then as we were servicing a lot of B2B clients until the onset of the pandemic. Once the pandemic hit, the demand for some of the premium products that we were developing kind of diminished, and we were actually pushed against the wall in terms of what we do next, because most of our B2B clients they did not operate and things like that. So we then chose the direct to consumer model. So we started baking a whole lot of essential products that we had never done before. Things like different healthy varieties of breads, healthy varieties of cookies, the functional buns, and the other list of bakery products. So that's what we started doing. In fact, over the last couple of weeks, we have been experiencing such a huge surge, because we have now partnered with a couple of companies, which are doing the last mile execution of the donations in terms of feeding the needy in the city. So we had a last minute order from an organization, and we had to deliver it at 6 in the morning. So we had to stretch ourselves to make that happen, which is why it extended until late in the night, and back to work in the morning again. Yeah.
And Gautam, you are based out of Dubai, right?
My brother Vikram, who's also on the call, he is. Yeah.
Hello everyone.
Yeah.
Hi Shekhar and hi Samira. My name is Vikram. I'm a partner with Gautham, and we co-founded Momkatai in 2018. So yeah, I operate out of the Middle East. I've been here for over 20 years. So I do support the business in terms of strategy, financing, and whatever the decision making that we ought to do together. So to touch upon a point that you started off, Shekhar, in terms of World Environment Day, I think our belief as a business and as individuals is that every single individual or a business should contribute in their own way if you want to achieve larger levels of success. You just can't expect that you leave it to the government or certain NGOs to do what you to achieve the goals of a cleaner environment. So from our side, what we've tried on numerous occasions and have succeeded to some extent is to, as a responsible business, to try and cut down plastic in our own business. For example, we do have the outer packaging, we do have the inner packaging. We have reached out to a number of manufacturers, who deal with, for example, the inner tray that we kind of package our cookies in. Can be ideally replaced with a bagasse material, essentially a sugarcane waste material. So we've reached out to a couple of suppliers in the past, but unfortunately, what's also happened is that it becomes too cost prohibitive. So we are trying to see how initiatives can be brought in, and it is our goal that by hopefully once the pandemic sort of eases out, we want to see if we can switch to that mode. And we're also trying to see how we can reduce the plastic. For example, the lamination that goes onto our packaging. Obviously, you can see how attractive packages look when they're in supermarkets. It's all because of a film of plastic that's added onto the top. We're trying to see how we can avoid that. And in our own little way, we do monitor our entire product life cycle, and in terms of utility consumption, to see how our utilities are being expended, and where we can bring in efficiencies to kind of reduce power consumption. So these are a few initiatives we take ourselves, and to see how best we can help the environment in our own way. So that's what I just wanted to say, Shekhar.
Super. So I have to ask you this:
Wonderful.
who's the elder of the lot between you and your brother?
What's your guess? Gautham is the elder one.
Yeah. Older and the wiser.
The one who's got more hair on his head, maybe. Just kidding.
So,
Yes.
over to you, Kaushik. And so much happening, and you're in the leadership realm. And can you tell us about during COVID, what are some of the initiatives that you have done and managed to turn around and bring people together?
Vikram, I'd like to take that.
That is for
Sorry.
Kaushik. Samira, that question is for Kaushik, right?
Kaushik, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry guys, I am not able to hear properly because of some disturbance. But yes, Samira, if you can just repeat the question.
So during the pandemic, when everyone's depressed and everyone's inside their homes, you have still managed to steer forward, move forward, and pepped everyone up, keep them motivated. So can you please share with us some of the leadership, initiatives that you are doing to bring people together?
Okay. Yes, yeah. I mean, these are the times. Of course, it's challenging for everyone, right? And all we have realized is everyone is looking to make the most out of it, right? Yes, we are all at home, but one of the things which is the most common thing for all of us is human beings want to make most out of it, no matter where they are, right? And that's something which has helped us in connecting with people. As you all know, we are a leadership development company. We are more into training and coaching. Once the pandemic came, our main source of income, which was corporates, it all dried up, by the way, right? And in fact, we had a 40-member team, including our freelancers, and we never knew how do we go about it. Forget about people. We ourselves never knew how to kind of take care of this. But it was a blessing in disguise where people love to get into an online platform and learn like this. And we never expected that people would be like this, where we're not even differentiating who is in the first bench and who is in the last bench, by the way. We all are equal now, right? In fact, the online world has made everyone equal, right? Now, everyone equal. And I feel, Samira, it's not about our initiatives. It's about people's initiative because they wanted to learn the most. I have realized that people have learned the most in their lives in this pandemic situation. They learned the most, by the way. The amount of certificates, the amount of learning pandemic has given them, it's a blessing in disguise, I guess.
Wonderful, rightly said. And let's go over to Priyesh. Priyesh, you're heading a roundtable across India. Can you quickly tell us some of the initiatives that you're spearheading, and what are your plans?
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Samira. I think, firstly, to answer the question back, I just wanted to mention a point with the World Health Day, which is going to be coming in tomorrow. Our Roundtable India, among the other things, what we do, there is a Go Green initiative, which we have started, which we make sure that, let me tell you more about Roundtable India. Roundtable India, we construct classrooms. We are expert, we call ourselves expert in the physical infrastructure segment of the society, where we construct classrooms for the underprivileged kids. Last 20 years, we have successfully constructed one classroom every day across India, totaling to about 7,300 odd classrooms in 3,200 odd schools in India. Now, wherever the Go Green initiative, which I spoke to you about, where we have been encouraging students to plant one tree every year in their own surroundings across the school. So that is how we are giving back to the society. In fact, we have been uh, uh, adopting a couple of forest initiatives, where we are adopting a couple of forests, where we are trying to grow about 40-50,000 trees and stuff. So this year alone, I think roughly about 1.2 lakh trees have been planted by the Roundtable Association by itself. And coming to the other initiatives of Roundtable India, other than construction of classrooms, we do a lot of community service projects where the need is, we are there. In In fact, I just read a message somewhere saying that oxygen is the need of the hour.
Absolutely.
Yes, we have started something called Project Saha. Saha means breath in Punjabi. We have started Project Saha, where we have tied up with Kings 11 Punjab. All the cricketers have been donating generously to Roundtable India, where we are developing an oxygen bank. We are picking up oxygen concentrators, having oxygen banks across the city. The best part about Roundtable India is we are present in about 135 cities. So the reach is way too big, where we can connect with people and where we can make sure that we can have an impact to the society.
Superb. Thank you, Priyesh.
Great.
I think when you talk about IPL, I think IPL is going to start by September. So you're going to be in action very soon, I guess, right? With Kings 11 Punjab and all the work around it. And thank you for talking.
Hope to meet Sinta soon. That's about it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We've also got a lot of messages on our message box and some very interesting messages. We've got people who have logged in from all parts of the world. And, Mr. Ramanujam says tree planting and creating awareness in children is my habit, which is so true. We're talking about World Environment Day. Mr. Padmanabhan is telling oxygen is the need of the hour, which Priyesh just addressed. And natural creation is wonderful with tree plantation. And Subhatra Fernandez was right there with a wonderful smile. Online has bridged gaps and made the community more humble. Absolutely, ma'am. It's made the community more humble and it's broken any barrier. And just like Kaushik said, there's no front bencher, back bencher. There is only a bencher right now who's watching in and listening into all the action. Now, on that venture note, I want to ask the Katai family. We've got the sons. We've got somebody who's in Middle East. We've got somebody who's in Bangalore. We've got the mother also. What do you think, according to you, is collaborative leadership? Because I think you are the best example of collaborative leadership across generations, all three of you. So if your mom could answer, it would be nice, and we could get an idea of what, according to you, is collaborative leadership, because that is a need of the hour right now, I feel.
Yeah, Vikram, do you want to take this?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely on target, Shekhar. When you say collaborative, does not necessarily mean collaborating with with other companies or other organizations. It's also about collaborating with different generations. For example, what our mother brings to the table is her tremendous amount of experience, the quality angle to the business, the factor that also resonates with our customers, which is the love and the affection of a mother. So as I said, she brings her own level of collaboration into our business. And we also, like I said, Gautham is very actively involved in collaboration. In fact, this is collaboration, right? We're talking to different people here, listening to different stories. We're listening to how people are serving the community, and we also have been, been doing a bit to help people during the pandemic. So the collaboration does not necessarily have to enhance or increase business, but it can also help the society at large. So that's our understanding of how we can contribute and serve as leaders, in our own little community to serve people. So that's our understanding, Shekhar.
Superb. I think you were on point, but we want to hear from the mother about what she thinks about collaborative leadership with her children. Which could be 50-50.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll just move it closer to her.
Yeah, no problem.
Momkatai was my dream, and my children have made it come true. So I'm a proud mother.
Ma'am, we can see that on your face. Your smile is so effervescent and so fresh, and your children are really proud, and we are also proud of your children, provided we get some free biscuits along the way.
Yes, why not? So, in fact, just to add to what my mom said, she was the single reason that Momkhatai was born. Primarily, I mean, just to give you a quick 30 seconds understanding of what Momkhatai is. Essentially, Nankhatais are traditionally, the Iranian Persian short crust biscuits. They're called Nankhatai. They're very popular in the north and the western part of India. And since these are all the ones that we make are all my mom's original recipes, that's how this whole concept of calling it a Momkhatai. So essentially, mom made Nankhatai. And she's 71 now, and she's been the backbone of our business from day one in terms of quality, in terms of adding ingredients, making them more healthy, just getting us to align to why she started this several years ago. So that was the whole idea about how Mom Katai came about. And we started out in 2017 in her kitchen, doing about 2 kilos a day. And from there the demand increased, and then we set up a commercial production unit, and we're pushing about 10,000 kilos a month as we are speaking. I mean, just before the pandemic, we were pushing about 10,000 kilos. So from a 2 kilo home business to about 10,000 kilos from a commercial production unit, I think needs a lot of blessings, and I think that comes from our mom. So that's the way this whole team is structured. Yeah,
I think that's what leadership boils down to. I feel at the end of the day, right? It has to be emotional. All said and done, we call
Yes.
it virtual, but emotions are at play everywhere where we go, right?
Shekhar, I really have a very quick point. I know we've all spoken, but during these times of pandemic and how our gentleman, I think Kaushik, has spoken about, everyone has been sort of raised to the same bar, or let's say been humbled by this online. Same way, the pandemic is also ensured that if we need to survive in this business or survive in our own spheres, we need to collaborate. So as I said, every business has to show a level of leadership and rise to the occasion and make it possible to collaborate and bring in newer and fresher ideas in order to survive a business. That's something we're learning the hard way, and it's slowly but surely happening.
Yeah. Samira, before you get in, just want to add one point here, just to give an example of leadership. We had this pandemic, and I'm staying in a community where we've got around 1,000 plus residents. All the residents got together and got the vaccination done for everybody. So you don't need the government to come in at all. So it's just an example of citizens want, we can do it better than anybody else. We don't need to blame anybody. We can do it on our own. So I think that's the best example of, like you said, I think collaborative leadership, where we all got in together because our life was at stake at the end of the day, right? So we did it because we had to.
Shekhar, if I may add in over here about collaborative leadership, I think Roundtable India is the best example for collaborative leadership. We have divided among ourselves about 350 chapters. We have about 350 odd chapters across the country. Every chapter has about 20 members, and every chapter has a chairman, secretary kind of a module. Then it goes up to the state, where at the state you have a chairman and a secretary, and then at the national level you have the president. So at every level we have created leadership where everybody is so self-motivated, and that is the reason why we have been able to achieve this kind of fantastic numbers. What we have been talking about, it's only about syncing among each other and motivating each other is what I would say. We have been, in fact, we have tied up with PNG for the last 10 years, where we have been there under the PNG Shiksha. They have been donating so much funds to us. Last 2 years, in the pandemic time, we tied up with Cognizant. Cognizant requested us, can you distribute food across the country? As collaborative leaders, it was not one man's decision as to what can be done. So I just got all the leaders together from all the 350 chapters. I said, can we do this? And it was immediately in 30 seconds, we decided, yes, we will do this. And across India, there were food grains which were distributed, any flood relief activities, anything which has to happen just happens in less than a minute of discussion. That is the power of collaborative leadership, I would say, where everybody is so self-motivated and everybody wants to do things together.
You heard it on the theSfactor.
Yes.
Thanks.
And as we talk about collaboration, I think it starts with, what is in our heart and what our true intentions are. And I would like to come back to the Mom Katai family once again by asking the heart of Mom Katai, Mrs. Sandhya Bhat. As you took the first bite of the biscuit that you wanted to bring forward, what is it that really made you start this venture? I mean, we are all cooks at home, but what differentiated you and said, yes, I will look at it as a business, or, I will take it forward. And so that's one. And secondly, what made your sons really follow up and take this unconventional path forward and say, yes, let's make it our daily bread and butter. Let's take it forward.
See, my mother also used to bake when we were small. And then when I started baking, my children used to love it. Our neighbors, our family members, all used to encourage me. Then Gautham thought about it. And then it had to come, so it has become a big tree now. Like
Very much. And
yeah.
Gautham and Vikram, what made you take this forward?
When the mom says they have to agree.
It was an order. No.
Mom says,
No, in fact, there is a little story about how Vikram and I put our heads together and took this forward. In fact, in 2016 or 17, I think it was, mom went through multiple health issues. She had multiple major surgeries, and she was kind of emotionally down, and somehow she could never get herself out of it because multiple admissions in hospital, multiple discharges, readmissions, and things like that. This kind of emotionally dragged her down. And that's when, Vikram and I, during one of his visits to India, we were just strolling around in Indranagar. And so we said, what is it that we can do to get her out of the current state of mind that she was in? And the one thing that immediately came to our mind is her love for baking. And we discussed, and then we bounced this idea of her and said, hey, she said, yeah, you know what, I'd love to be part of this. By then we had not thought about a name, or we hadn't even thought about a business or anything. So this kind of, when we started out, baking small batches at home. So I would take orders, then we all as a family, we would bake. Then I would take my bike and then I would deliver it around the community. So this kind of, slowly brought her out of the kind of the mindset that she was in. And as they say, it's history. Until the pre-pandemic, she was visiting the factory every single day, and she would herself make about, I think, 20, 30 kilos. And back then we started we got a professional team and things like that. But I think her ability to stay on the ground and stay grounded and still make those little pedas before they go into baking. I think she can still do that now at 71. Yeah.
that's nice.
So that's how this whole thing came about. And God has been kind. Our customers have been very supportive. Whatever way we had our little collaboration with people, even with you, Samira, we got wonderful platforms to showcase our product. We started with as a very humble beginning, and I think we are in this for the long term. We're not worried about valuations. We just want to do good stuff and continue the good work that our mom put into our heads. So I think that's how the whole concept of Momkhata is about.
And as we talk, you're also getting there is somebody who wants you to courier your naan khatais to UK. So Subrata,
Yes, I saw that.
Courier it to UK right away.
Yeah.
I hope it's not Uttar Karnataka, United Kingdom.
Or Uttarakhand.
Or Uttarakhand. Yes.
We can confirm that UK, Uttarakhand, or Uttar Karnataka is possible at the moment. But for
At the
UK,
moment,
I think we have a strategy to expand globally in the next a couple of years. So yeah, I think if you want it earlier, I think you can just have it ordered to your place in India and travel to India.
Okay, we'll have another Zoom meeting for that.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Now, because you made us so hungry, I have to come to Kaushik. Kaushik, tell us this, from a leadership perspective, this is the new normal. Maybe you're on a virtual call and we're talking to each other, irrespective of boundaries or barriers. Given a chance, you're a leadership coach, and I know during this pandemic, you and your team has spearheaded a lot of calls, a lot of sessions where you've mentored people, you've mentored coaches, you've done a whole lot of work in the realm of leadership. What would you want to add in leadership in this new normal, Kaushik?
I think the best thing about, as a company, we truly believe that we all are divided by boundaries, but can be united by wisdom. Right? So to me, wisdom is the most important thing at this point of time. Right? Everyone has realized it. And we got a chance to, in fact, the conferences we did where we spread a lot of Indian wisdom. We did a global leadership conclave where there were people from 30 different countries. And we were talking about Indian wisdom, the ancient wisdom and stuff like that. And we are learning from not just India, from Greek mythology or from Romans for that matter, right? So what I feel is in this pandemic times, I think the oneness in all of us, the ability to make this world as one through wisdom, through interaction, through cultures, can be the best thing which can happen to us.
Absolutely.
Can be the best thing which can happen to us. Our organization is actually coming up with a new initiative, and it is called, it's a new school, by the way. It's a multicultural school, and it's called the Popcorn School, by the way, right? It's getting launched tomorrow. It's called the Popcorn Schools, right? You know, when you look at popcorns, few cons pop out, and to me, those are leaders, right? Now, this we never even thought that, you know, there will be multicultural school, there will be students from different countries in one forum, right? And it's an extended school, by the way. And we all realize the fact that whatever we need in life, let's say happiness or money or emotional well-being, it's never taught in schools, right? So whatever schools don't teach, this is going to be the thing. So what I'm saying is wisdom can bind us together, cultures can bind us together, and this is the best chance, guys. Absolutely. If you miss this chance, you'll be very, very busy with our transactional lives, and that oneness will take a lot more time.
So it's all about the oneness. So Kaushik, and I've been closely associated with Kaushik for the last few years, and I can tell you that Indian Leadership Academy, which Kaushik spearheads and has founded, is truly Indian in nature. And I think this is the moment where, leadership has to be Indian, I believe, around the world, because India has a spirit of oneness. India has a spirit of diversity. India has a spirit of collaboration, which is not there in any other region, which makes, I think, India so special. And I think that's what Indian Leadership Academy is all about. And Kaushik, thank you for that response. I think it makes a lot of sense about what you're saying in terms of how leadership really is going to be. And yes, Samira, over to you.
So now let me ask you all one very important question, which is it might be a secret, but I would like to know about. So the question to all three of you is, what keeps you going as a leader? You have a lot of companies out there who are competing with you. It's very easy, especially in India, excuse me for saying that, to replicate something. Priyesh, you're with Roundtable. I mean, there's so many other NGOs who are doing something similar. Mom Kata, you're in the F&B business. I'm sure a lot of competitors are out there, looking at you day and night. And also for Kaushik, the Leadership Academy, with people at home. So let's start by asking Priyesh. Can you give us that one element, Priyesh, that you feel distinguishes you from other leaders out there?
Samira, actually, let me just tell you, it's people like you. It's less you with you, Shekhar, the kind of appreciations what we get after doing something for the society. That is what keeps us going. That is the first thing. In fact, my last visit to Rajasthan, like I said, that Roundtable India specializes in building classrooms for the underprivileged kids. Specifically in Rajasthan, we have been winning so many awards year on year from the government, saying that you guys have done a fantastic job when it comes to the infrastructure of the school. To that extent, that Roundtable India has earned a name of safety in Rajasthan, where parents are so scared to send their girl daughters to school. As soon as they see the word Roundtable India being associated, they make sure that, okay, this is the school where we should send our girl childs to. And that's how we have been growing in Rajasthan, the entire belt of Rajasthan. And honestly, in my last visit, when I went there were so many parents who actually came and spoke to us saying that this is something what you're doing is fantastic. Our children future, it was so important, and what you are shaping the future is been so, we are so grateful to that. When you hear those kind of words, and when you see the smile on those small kids, that just gets you tears, and that gets you moving, saying that yes, what this is something what at this age, if we can do, what more can we do moving forward? And that is what keeps us going. And the best part about Roundtable, again, if I have to mention, that we retire at the age of 40. We retire at the age of 40 because we want to have new ideas coming in. So the new youngsters coming into the movement with new ideas. So what happens is that we don't stick to the old basic ideas kind of a thing, and just keep going on with new ideas and uh, the new normals. We don't know tomorrow which new pandemic is going to hit us. Is the black fungus going to be very deadly onto us, or no? Or are we going to float it across? But now with the leaderships being changed year on year basis, the new leaders will come up with new ideas as to how to serve the society. And that is what keeps us going. And I think it's just the smile which we see on the beneficiaries is uh, gives us the satisfaction and a peaceful sleep in the night. That is what is most important.
Thanks, please.
Beautiful. Well said, Priyesh.
Thank you so
Thank you.
Yes, either
So
Kaushik
who
or
goes next? Yeah.
Kaushik, you
Kaushik?
wanna go?
Yeah, that's a very good question, by the way.
Thank
To
you.
me, I feel what keeps me going as a leader is inspiration. And as a team at Indian Leadership Academy, we have this common vision, which is called Inspire a Billion. Inspire a Billion, right? It doesn't matter whether people from India or outside India, right? That vision, which we have seen, right, keeps us going. And we have realized that when you really want to inspire people, it's about inspiration. To me at a very, very lower level is all about getting clarity. Is all about getting clarity. A lot of people, get fascinated with the word leadership. I want to be a leader, right? Everyone says, I want to be a leader, right? Samira says that, Shekhar says that, I says that, everyone says that, right? But no one says, I want to be a follower. Right? No one says, I want to be a follower, right? But however, the clarity which we all need to bring is the fact that every leader was once a follower. Every leader was once a follower, right? So if you want to inspire people, you have to give that clarity that, hey, if you're following, follow it nicely. If you're leading, follow it nicely. In a day's time, in a year's time, there are times where you have to lead to inspire people. There are times when you have to inspire yourself by following someone, right? So to me, that inspiration keeps me going. That clarity which we want to get in people, right? It's very simple, by the way, guys. Things have been made very, very complicated. And that's what keeps me going, I would say.
Superb. Thank you, Kaushik. You almost took us to another level and brought us down. The leadership level, that is. We almost have a halo on our heads because of you. Thank you, Kaushik. Thank you so much. Yes.
So we have the momkhataifamily.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, do you want us to speak, Samira?
Yes, Vikram.
Yeah. All right. I think,
in the leadership position at the moment.
yeah, I think the most important aspect, of our business at this point is being a responsible business. Like I think previously Kaushik spoke about inspiration being, a facet of their business. For us, it's absolutely about being responsible in terms of, like I said, business is about money. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But if you can't be responsible at the same time, you're not doing, you're not contributing to the society enough. Sorry, am I audible?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the facets we've tried to bring into the business, and you will see that how we've demonstrated that is how we swung into action as soon as the pandemic hit us late March last year. And then obviously when things picked up, we obviously had to keep the business running, because if the business caves in, I mean, you're no longer available to serve the society. So this year, again, when we hit this kind of a position with the second wave, Gautham and me, we collaborated and said, look, obviously we can't dip into the existing business reserves, but why not reach out to some very, very generous friends who I have here in the Middle East and Gautham has locally and abroad. And we were able to get some funds together, immediately sort of extend relief to some extremely needy people. I know a lot of other organizations have done the same, but then that's exactly what they are. They're all responsible businesses like us. So what that does is we tell ourselves, the responsibility brings blessings and the blessings keep us going. So that's how we look at it.
Great insights. And Gautham, do you resonate similar views?
Yes, Samira, I kind of agree, because this whole thing has been, the DNA of our business. The whole, I mean, when my mom started out, I remember every time somebody would come home, no matter what, they would never go, whether it was a guest or it was a vendor, somebody to deliver something or whatever, would never go home, never leave home without something to take back with him. And so in some way, I think that has trickled down into the DNA of our business also. So I think as responsible, business persons, I think it's also important to be to have humility and stay grounded. I think those are the two most fundamental, qualities that any business leader should perhaps possess. And I'm sure as business leaders, you will all agree at some point that humility and staying grounded are two irreplaceable facets of any form of leadership. So this, I think that's perhaps what I want to add, to what Vikram just said. So yeah.
Super. Thank you so much. And I'd love to hear from the audience too, what they feel, what inspires them. While we get the audience to respond, we've also got a response. That's Kuku Vijayan. That's my mom. She said, kudos to the S-Factor. I haven't paid her for this, okay? The host allowing the guests to speak their hearts out without any interruptions. Very informative chat show. She just spoke from her heart. Mr. Ramanujam says, kudos to Roundtable India. Supatra from UK says, well done, Roundtable India. Bhat, yeah, he's given, obviously appreciated Roundtable. Imanshu Gupta has appreciated Roundtable. And we've got some very interesting messages. Suprata said, so proud of sons caring for their mom. Really blessed mother. Wish all children will be caring, such as this family, an exemplary example of leadership. Totally agree. Kuku Vijayan says, what an enterprising family, proud of you. And we've got some very interesting messages as we talk. So this recording is also going to be shared post this discussion, so you can share it with your loved ones, with your admirers, with your collaborators, with your partners. And on that note, we have an activity right now. The reason I'm talking about this activity is I just heard a very interesting caption where and I keep telling this to my mom, ideas become thoughts and thoughts become action. And we all have certain quotes which we live by. I love this quote which says, you don't win the silver, you lose the gold. Because at one level, it's so aspirational. At one level, it's so passionate. And at one level, it's so spiritual, if you think about it. It's got various layers to it. Now, I'm going to give you a quote, and this is open to everybody out here. You got to guess who has mentioned this quote. Okay, this is for everybody. You can take a shot at it, and you'll have to answer with the S-Factor says it is so-and-so. All right? So to make it, because we've got so many people in the room, so we'll make it simple like that. All right? So the first quote I'm going to go is, this person said, the greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. So you got to tell me who said this. And you got to start with the S-Factor. Yeah.
Can I say it?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, S-Factor says it's APJ Abdul Kalam.
I would love to say it's APJ Abdul Kalam, but the person who said
Is it not?
Can I try?
Yeah.
It is.
Maybe
Okay.
S-Factor says maybe it's Maneka Gandhi.
It is Maneka Gandhi. You're very close, but it's not Maneka Gandhi.
It's Mahatma Gandhi.
It's Mahatma Gandhi.
Oh,
The brother
Gandhi
with, yes,
family.
it's Mahatma Gandhi. So the Momkhataifamily family won. You're taking it for the team.
Yeah.
Yes, amazing.
I get half point for the Gandhi family.
Yeah. The next one, this particular person had said this when he was, we've all been in the situation, right? When you're trying to convince somebody to join your company, this person said this. Do you want to sell sugared water for the rest of your life? Or do you want to come with me and change the world? And this person's products, we are using all, I think we are currently using it right now as we talk. I think practically every second person uses the person's product.
I would want to attempt this.
Sorry?
S-Factor says,
Yeah.
S-Factor says
Yeah.
it is Steve Jobs.
Ma'am, you are absolutely right. It's Steve Jobs. Can you come on video?
Yeah, just 1 second. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, I will. Just position.
We will not get the prize if we don't come on video. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hi, Neha. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying the show.
Yes, I am. And very inspiring stories and wonderful show it is. Great.
Thank you so much, Neha. Thank you so much.
Kudos to Roundtable.
Thank you. The next quote, Neha, this is for you. Whoever said it's not whether you win or lose that counts, probably lost. Whoever said it's not whether you win or lose that counts, probably lost. I like that there's pin drop silence. Okay, this person is an athlete and has burst all the myths in terms of sports.
It was a tennis player, if I'm not mistaken.
Of course, tennis player.
Not Steffi Graf. What is the other?
Ek generation pehle. This person has maximum records in winning doubles in the Wimbledon, by the way. And
Martina Navratilova.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Martina Navratilova. Can we clap for him? I think it's very, very nice. Yeah, it's Martina Navratilova. and she has the maximum records of, in terms of doubles records.
Maximum grand slams, yeah.
All right, next one. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it'll live its whole life believing that it's stupid.
Oh, that's Martin Luther King.
Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs.
Not Steve Jobs.
That is Einstein. Einstein.
Sorry?
I thought it was Martin
That
Luther
is
King.
Martin Luther.
No, it's not. It's somebody who's
That is
very similar to mine.
Bill.
That is Einstein. Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein, says Mr. Ramanujam. You're right, sir. It's Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein. He's also wearing a mask, so he's really taking the coronavirus seriously. Thank you, sir. This person's.
But that's a really wonderful quote. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
If you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, I mean, it's an amazing quote. If you try and deconstruct it,
Yeah.
And
it's so relevant. This person's music we've all grown up on. I think even Samira has heard his music. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. This person's music has transcended all ages, and this group was path-breaking, but they had an unfortunate end. This particular music group.
John Lennon.
John Lennon. Who said that? Riti.
Yes.
Riti, come on video.
Oh boy.
She's taking one for you. ILA.
Oh, I wasn't that, then I would have answered earlier.
So that's Riti, who's also part of Kaushik's team, and she's also been an active journalist before joining the ILA team. So she's very dynamic. She also sings quite well. We won't make her sing right now, but we will use her in future sessions. And she has a dog whose name is Gabbar. Gabbar or Gunda.
Daku.
Yeah. There's a Gunda in all our lives. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Riti. This person said, love the life you live the life you love.
Vijayan.
I would love. Okay, I'll help you out. Americans have this weird word for Robert.
Bob.
Yeah. What's
Is he a singer?
Singer, yeah.
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley, that's right. All right. One more. Keep smiling because life is a beautiful thing and there's so much to smile about.
That must be Kaushik.
See, Kaushik,
You said he's a great smiler.
That's Marilyn Monroe.
That's Marilyn Monroe. You're right, ma'am. You're right. Samira, you can ask the last one. I've sent something to you, Samira, right now on WhatsApp.
Amazing. But before that, I want to talk about a quote that resonates well with me.
Yeah.
And let's see if it resonates well with all of you out here. It says, our lives begin the day we become silent about the things that matter. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter.
I think I know that.
Yeses? Come on. Anyone who hasn't?
Yeah, just to give you a clue, this particular person was responsible for galvanizing an entire nation together to fight together.
It was Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King. That's right. Absolutely. Right. Samira, I've sent you one more question. You can use that on WhatsApp.
And this is Shekhar's question to you all, which I'm asking. It says, the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Any guesses?
And we have actually grown up on this person. We have
Walt Disney.
Walt Disney.
Walt Disney.
Amazing, amazing.
So we have a very receptive group, Samira, who's listening to all of us.
Beautiful group, I should say, very interactive and, very appreciative. And I think that's the way to get going. Yeah.
Super.
So
we also got, yeah, Samira, sorry, carry on.
It's and I just wanted to give the audience a chance to see if they have anything else that they would like to add. Yeah. Anyone from the audience?
How many people do we have in the audience?
So we have around 40.
So, well, this is also live streamed.
Yeah, there's also
So,
streaming.
yeah.
Samir,
So people.
in fact, if I can just come in over here, most of you see a badge which I've been wearing in the last 30 or 45 minutes or I in fact want to ask you guys, do you know what this is all about? Shekhar, Samira, any one of you, if you can just say why am I
We'd
wearing
love to know. I mean, I was curious, but I did not ask. But I'm now that you've brought it up, I really want to know.
Yes, sir. So this is something about, again, which we say about collaborative leadership, which we spoke about. Roundtable India is about a 60-year-old organization. So last 60 years, whoever the presidents, all their names are around over here. So what we believe is it's not one man's work which has happened. It's together which we have done whatever we have done for the society. So it's a role of kind of a thing which we wear in all our meetings, in all our public appearances, saying that this is all of us together who have done this to the society.
Wonderful. Brilliant. Great job.
Thank you.
Anybody else who's got anything? Supatra, all the way from UK.
Well, I work in an education sector, and I just feel so amazed that the work that we have done in India, the education that we have done surpasses everything here.
Absolutely.
And they value us for our honesty and for our hard work. Wherever you go, the first thing they say is we Indians are so honest and we're so hardworking, and we have really all gained our name for the teamwork that we have accomplished. And I think it's something so beautiful that no matter what people are, as you say, that in India we're also collaborating, we're also friendly, we're also warm. And I think I've carried those ethos back here. And even when teaching the students from different parts of the world, when we put those principles across, it's really effective. And as the Roundtable India, I was so amazed to see that they're setting up schools and they're setting up things. I mean, really proud to be Indian and the way we are moving forward. And I should just say that the family also of this Momkatai family. I mean, like I got two sons of myself, both are teenagers, both are into their professions. But I really like the mom. They are looking with the mom, they're working as a family. And I think the blessings stem from there. It's not the business, it's the relationship, it's the warmth that is carried forward. And thank you so much, theSfactor, for bringing these beautiful people, in and showing us. They call that inspirational leadership, exemplary form of a leadership. And I think we are also proud of this family and everyone present here, and especially to you guys, Shekhar, and for this phenomenal session. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us all the way and taking time out
Yeah.
of your busy schedule to make it on this day today, even though it's raining cats and dogs in Bangalore. And I think you might agree with
Well,
it in the Kingdom also.
I've been lucky because we are in a term break.
Okay.
So I'm just enjoying the few days that we have, and then I hope not to miss it again during the week, somehow catch you all there.
Thank you, Supatra, actually, for appreciating the good work of Roundtable India. And on behalf of Roundtable India and with all your support, I can assure you guys that we are going to be breaking the biggest barrier in India, which is the educational system, where we say the government schools infrastructure is more inferior than the private school infrastructure. We're going to break the biggest barrier by our work. All the young members are so charged up that we are going to make sure that every single government school has the best infrastructure possible and is in par with any of the private schools across India. That is our target, and that is what we are going to achieve in the next few years to come.
Congratulations, Piyush.
Thank you.
Well done.
And I think what Priyesh said resonated with all of us. I think that's what this theSfactor is all about. It's all about positivity. It's all about getting the environment together. And I think what's very important is to keep our culture very positive, because that's the way we can keep moving forward. And it's so nice to hear such wonderful messages from each one of you. All of you are, I think, champions in your right. Priyesh, the Momkatai family, Kaushik, Samira, all of you, everybody. And we want to thank all of you for coming in today, listening in to us. We also have got the theSfactor page on Facebook. You could like it, you could share it, you could subscribe to it. And we also got the YouTube page, which is there on internet. So I think internet, if you search for something, you can always get it. So I think that's the best example of the theSfactor. We have some very interesting guests joining us next week also. I won't tell you because if I tell you, then you know it. Because for that, you'll have to come next week and join us again. Yeah, Samira. And the rain has stopped.
So, well, for the end, this beautiful conversation, I want to wish you all a wonderful week ahead with the World Environment Day happening tomorrow. And let us do our own bit in whatever way we feel is the best way in making our world a better place to live in. And a special thanks to all our supporters, Ecosol Global, Chevins Entertainment Limited, Chocolat, Cicada Media, I Am Here app, Enablers, Event Management, Eat Raja, Threadworks, Elephant Marketing. We also have Sunshine Bakery, Eat Transform, and we also have Peppercoin, who are with us today in supporting us to make this initiative a success. And hearty congratulations to Priyesh, the National President of Roundtable India, Kaushik the founder of the Indian Leadership Academy. We also have the Momkhatai family, Gautham Bhat, Vikram Bhat, and their mother, Mrs. Sandhya Bhat, for being with us here. So on behalf of the theSfactor, thank you for being with us. I hope you enjoyed our show and look forward to having you with us. Over to you, Shekhar, as we wave all of you. If you could put on your videos, we would like to wave, see your beautiful faces, and say goodbye together, and also pose for a group photo.
Yeah, so if we could all come on video and we can quickly do a victory sign because elections just happened in India. So we are like, if we could just show the victory sign because we are positive. And yeah, everybody. I think somebody has to take a photograph for us because we only have 2 hands. So I'll try it. Yeah. Everybody on video, on photograph, yeah. I'm taking
Vote for theSfactor.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shekhar and everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
On that